Hello Subaru lovers! So back on March 16th, 2021, I did a review of the Dydo kit of the Subaru 360, and it had some problems with the paint. And so I immediately ordered this Konami one because I wanted to see if I could get a better version of this car. This is the first car made by Subaru. And in that other video I talk a lot more about the statistics of this car, but we're just going to review this car and compare it to the other one. So let's take a look here. This one is apparently a 1967 model, and it's a deluxe version. Okay, a little stand here by Konami. Okay, let's get a better light angle here. Okay, looking at the side here, you know, what's interesting that I noticed is different from the Dydo is it's got this silver trim line going up the body seam here, so that's pretty cool. I didn't know that, really never paid attention to it, but I guess it does exist on the real car. So a little silver paint here, it didn't cover the whole thing. These round hubcaps look pretty accurate, and then these Konamis always have suspension, which is nice. We got some orange paint here for the blinker, or maybe it's just a reflector, I'm not sure. The rear hinges for the suicide doors, and then a little silver paint on that door handle. There's also a little silver line here for the, I guess, a breakup of a window. I think this one maybe pops out a little bit, and then this one must roll down, I assume. Okay. What's missing though is there's no silver trim around this window frame. Okay. There's a little silver here for the chrome accent on the car. Some ribbing here for the vents. This is a rear engine car, by the way. Taillights painted red, and painted hinges for the engine cover, and this little thing here. I don't know what that is. Maybe this is like the gas cap. Well, you know, a fuel filler door, but I'm not really sure. Let's see. There seems to be some printing next to it, though. Oh, there you go. Alright, Subaru 360. I don't recall that on the Dydo either. And then I don't recall this on the Dydo. I'm not sure what that says, though. It's not... I can't make it out. Right? I don't think the camera can make it out either. But it's some sort of text. And then there's a white blank license plate there. It's nice to see that there's a separate plastic bumper. You know, it's not molded into the casting, so that's nice. And then we do have the white color of the roof, and that seems to be separated by a little bit of silver trim, so that's actually pretty accurate. Very nice. Okay. This side here, the silver's a little better on this side here, in front, on that fender. I'm not sure if this is a contaminant or a paint rash starting up there, but it's better than that Dydo one I had. It had like a bunch of big blobs here. Okay, so this side seems even maybe better with the silver accent. Okay, and then we got some plastic inserted headlights, a little orange for the turn signals there. Some ribbing here for the vent here for the front boot. And then the old Subaru logo there. Let's see how clear it is. Yeah, alright, so you can see the stars and stuff like that, so that's pretty good. Interesting, there seems to be a parting line from the casting right there. Okay. And then there's some sort of a panel here. Maybe that opens up to let air into the cabin? Not exactly sure. Okay, a little grime here. Alright, so I gotta say, it's pretty nice. Apparently this model was first made in 2005. It's riveted together, plastic base, and Konami's generally share the same tires. They're not actually accurate to the car, you know. I don't think the car would have had tires this wide, but they're not too far off. Okay, it seems like this, the tire looks okay on the wheel, but from this bottom view, like, it's something messed up there, right? Oh well, it's a used model. You know, it didn't come in the blister pack. It was displayed by someone in the past. All in all, it's pretty good. Initial impressions make me think it's actually better than the Dydo kit. But let's pull out the Dydo anyways. I'm going to put this up on the Mr. Spins here. So, alright, first let me start off. In that old video from March 16th, this was the car from it, and there were some metal blobs. It actually wasn't paint rash or anything like in the model. When I stripped the paint off, it turned out there were actually metal blobs on the casting itself. I think you might be able to see indication of one there. So I ended up sanding it down, and I repainted this whole thing purple, of course. And I had some old Aoshima Grachan wheels, or maybe it wasn't a Grachan car. It was some old, just an old, let me see here, sorry, I got the, whatever this thing is. It's like a cartoon car, and it's a disaster, right? So I took the wheels off of this Aoshima, and then I made this pimped out version of the Subaru. So this is totally repainted. You know, I had to add some black paint those things. I took out the headlights, put them back in, painted the turn signals, and painted the chrome around the windows and stuff like that. So I think it turned out alright, actually. But I put that up there. And then coincidentally, at one of the local shops I frequent, I bought another Dydo kit. And the paint's a little bit better, but it's still not, I wouldn't call it great, you know. So this is a stock Dydo kit. It's just a different color, and it's better than the first one I had. So now I actually have 3 of these things. So let's put these 3 up here. Let it go for a spin. Now the first thing I'm noticing difference-wise is I think this Konami is more accurate, because if you look at the photo right there in the back, you can see like it's got this big, I don't know, they're not eyelashes, but some sort of top covering of the headlamps. Whereas I'm not really seeing that here on these. I couldn't really find images of a car with headlights this shallow, right? It's like the Dydo has a little indication of it, but it's definitely better, I think, on the Konami. So now the rear ends, let's see here. Let's pause the spinning. There, I gotta get a better angle on the photo. So if we look at the rear ends of the cars here, it's interesting. The curvature of this Dydo is much more pronounced, and the lights are lower. Whereas it seems like the Konami seems to be a higher angle, and the lights are higher. Without seeing the real car, I'm not really sure which is more accurate. It's hard to say, right? I guess you guys can just kind of look at the models and look at the photo and kind of decide for yourself. I don't know. It's a tough call. Yeah. But what Konami does do better is the little thing sticking out, the light thing, the light housing that illuminates the license plate. It sticks out on the real car. You can see it sticking out there, right? So yeah, that seems more accurate. And then the badging, you know, printed. The Dydo doesn't have any sort of Subaru badging or at all printed. I have a suspicion it was a cheaper model at retail when they first were sold. Where the Dydo does do better is the printing of the side vents. You know, it's got this silver tampo of all the vents, whereas the Konami only has the outline and then some molded in details indicating vents, but the paint tends to fill it in. The hinges on the Konami seem to be more pronounced, but I'm not sure if they should be. The wheels, tough call. I don't know which is more accurate, to be honest with you. It does seem like these wheels are much smaller than those wheels, but I don't know which is more correct still, even so. It's pretty crazy. I mean, even putting these right in front of photos of the real car, it's kind of hard to tell, right? So, okay, well, alright, so now we know the differences between the 2 kits. I'm gonna say that if I had to pick, I would probably go with the Konami. It just seems to have more details. Another detail I'm just noticing now is that Konami has molded in windshield wiper blades. Granted, they're not painted, but the Dydo just ignores that completely. And also the Konami has silver trim around the windshield, whereas the Dydo ignores that as well. So there's just more effort. There's more work going into the Konami. You know, it's got the silver here on the side as well. Dydo ignores that. Yeah, but Dydo does put silver trim on the rear window, and then Konami ignored that. Roof-wise, you know, again, there's the silver trim on the Konami going around the white panel, whereas Dydo just has black but no silver trim. So now the interior, actually let's take a look at this Konami interior. This is pretty nice. You can see the ribbing on the seats and stuff. The steering wheel seems pretty nice. Granted, there's distortion in this molded glass. So I think it's a nice interior. The Dydo, the advantage of the Dydo is there's no side glass, so you can clearly see the interior better. But I don't think it's as detailed. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard for me to even tell on my camera screen because the screen's so small. So I guess you'll just have to decide for yourself. Okay. Well, I think you know, whichever brand you get, there's still pretty nice models. They're better than the TLV, I think, because the panel gap on the TLV's rear engine cover just looks atrocious to me. It's so out of place. They should have just left it a solid panel. So I guess that's it for the comparison. Decide for yourself, but for me, I'm going to steer more towards the Konami on this one. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next comparison. Bye.